Okay, so this is the last lesson that we are going to do on forms. Just one little small piece in the forms that we want to include. Again, there's tons of different kinds of input types. I encourage you to go to the website from the previous lesson and check out those types. Because there's so many things that you can include in the forms. But this last one that we're going to do is text area. And I guess we can look at search. I think we got enough time for search. Okay, so let's power that up. I'm going to say H1 forms, text area, and search. Add that. There you go. Okay, so text area is simply a box that we create in the form that allows us to get essay type information the uh, from the user. So I'm going to create a form, hashtag link, okay, like we always do. And to do a text area, we simply use the text area tag. And you see we create a box right here. Text area, name, okay, and we can put in here, this is usually like for comments, and ID, I'll put comments, I'll say user comment, and we'll get into the columns and rows. Okay, so what I can do with this form inside of here, nesting here, I can put enter comments like so, and you see that the text will pop up there, and that works just fine, right? But again, what we want to do, we want to be mindful of individuals who are visually impaired. So what we can do instead is we can do a placeholder and say enter comments here like so, and that shows up there. And with this, the user, they can type what they want to. They can add their comments in here. Hey, I love your website. Your show is awful, etc. And so and also with this text area, the user can grab it and resize it as they need to. What can also be done is right here, we have columns and rows. So I can increase the columns. So maybe I want to say instead of 30 columns, let's make it 45 columns. And we see what happens there. And let's say I change the rows to 30. Oh, not 100. Well, 130 rows, and we see what that does horizontally. Yeah, we don't need that many though. Maybe 30. And we see what that does. So this is a text area, really simple to do. Again, you can put information here nested inside of the text area, open and closing tags. I wouldn't recommend that. I would instead use the placeholder that we have here. Store it in there, because again, think about individuals who use a computer who are visually impaired, and this creates accessibility, or it increases the accessibility, I should say, for them. So that's the text area. Let's do one more, and then we'll be done. Whew, so many lessons with the form. And that last one is, because this is used a lot, so I did want to go back and use this one, a search. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this along with the other inputs because it is an input. So back up here, this very first one, I'm going to put it at the very top. I'm going to say inputs, and the type is just going to be search. And we can do a placeholder here, search store, like so. And that's essentially it. And also let me include the value. And I think I need to add that to the checkbox as well. Add that value attribute. Yeah, let me put that in there as well, because we do, when a user comments on there. They type something in. We want that to get stored in as the value. So let me not forget to leave that there. But going back to the input, so input type search placeholder search store value, we leave that blank, and here it is again. There's a simple search in HTML. So again, there's a lot of form elements out there, particularly when it comes to the inputs. Like we can get the inputs for date, we can get the inputs for month, we can select colors, we can do range. There's a lot of things we can do with that. The best thing for you to do is to go back to this website, developer.mozilla.org, or some other website. They haven't given me any money yet, but when they decide to, I will, hey, say strictly them. But right now, I would say, just search for input types in HTML. Do a Google on it, or Bing or whatever else. I'm not beholden to anybody right now, till y'all decide to pay me. But this is YouTube's. Yeah, go to Google. But go to do a search on input types in HTML. You'll find a whole lot more. I'm showing you simply how to use it in HTML. Okay, that's what I'm doing, and you'll see what it looks like, and you'll be familiar with it because the concept is all there. Okay, yeah. Again, always, I'm gonna say it again. You all know by now. Practice, 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 practice. Please, get as much practice as you can on this stuff. Try to watch the video, pause the video, type what I type, go back and do it again, and then do something on your own. Try to create something on your own using these elements. This is how you become a developer, okay? Practice will always make better, all right? I'll see you all in the next lesson. We got 2 more lessons in HTML, and then we're done with that, okay? So peace, power, blessings.